Dice. Rolls. Dragons. Trolls.
Dadventurous.
Welcome back to the nonsense that is our show. Specifically, it's called
Dadventurous.
That's right. Gosh dang it, we're back.
Not
We're
even
ready.
Mojingo Quest.
No, not anymore. We're back, we're ready, we're here to figure out what's going on with Kia.
Last time,
You doing it? You go for it.
I mean, you seemed like you were doing things.
I just load my notes.
Okay, last time on Dadventurous, Kia, Flibbit, and Barrel, and Maud, traveled north to, try and go to Scarlet Hill. I'm really bad at this.
Yeah, you're doing good. You did try to travel north, and on your way there, you were attacked by a cloud dragon.
It conjured up a lightning storm.
It did, and it forced you down into the storm woods, where you stumbled upon a large, strange creature.
Called?
Brandor, the Vibe Taker.
Not Vibe Stealer, people. It's Vibe
No,
Taker.
he takes the
Completely
vibes
different.
Because he can give them back. I don't know if that matters.
That doesn't.
And Flibbit sensed a presence of other flumps in the forest. You went in, you were captured by Brandor, you helped fight back, saved the flumps, saved Callie, and
Callie
Brandor.
was there. Right.
And Brandor turned out to not be too terrible of a guy. He was just trying to find a way back to his realm.
And I helped him knock his moral compass back on track.
There you go. He gave you a little bit of interesting information about where he thought the surge scarabs were coming from. He said far to the east. You made inferences about
Far-flung tower.
Yes, and you took them to Maud. Maud said, that's good information, but you're going to have to deal with it later because you guys were dealing with a magic storm. You got back to the ship. The clouds were rolling in, and the wild magic storm rolled in too. You found yourself trapped inside of an invisible box, and some other shenanigans happened.
That didn't have a top, so there
Nope,
wasn't
it was
a point
easily
to it.
escapable. And you found a lead on a surged artifact that Theodora had told you about. You and Maud both felt that pull as you guys sailed towards a very creepy, very graveyardy section of the forest.
Called the Gasoline Graveyard.
Where you in turn had to fight off scraper cars and scraper trucks and a honk-honk truck.
Honk honk.
Yep.
Mr. Honk honk.
Mr. Honk Honk. And you were able to go into this glove box of a car and retrieve a new surged artifact, which was a pair of sunglasses that allowed you to see through the mist.
Through the smog that hung around the graveyard.
That's right.
It's not fog.
You're not
it's
sure.
It's not smoke. It's smog.
Yeah, and you're not really sure what that means in terms of past world information, but here we are sailing away as you left those rusty graveyard vehicles honking at your departure. You were able to save Maud. You guys pulled her up into the blimp, and we'll say right now you're sailing up. The wind is whipping through your hair. The clouds are still cloudy, but the wild magic storm
Past?
is still out there, but it's kind of behind you guys a little bit. And you finally pull Maud up into the blimp. Oh, that was crazy.
You're heavier than you look.
Yeah, I know, you're like 12.
Yeah.
And Beryl goes, well, did you guys get it? Did you get what you went down there for?
Indeed. And I whip out the sunglasses of night that I'm calling them right now.
Yeah.
You'll probably come up with a better name for it, but the
I
sunglasses of night. Night glasses? I don't know. But we got these.
Nice, and that's another surged artifact?
Yep. You can put them on your head.
All right, I wonder what they do. All
They,
the other ones seem to be connected with like past world stuff. I wonder what these do.
Well, these, they help me see through the smog?
Something like that.
Strangely colored vapor that was on the ground.
Uh-huh.
They
They
definitely
cut through everything?
Yeah.
Huh. Can I try them on?
Yeah.
Maud takes them and she puts them on and she looks around and she goes,
Who actually has ears in the
yeah,
right
and so
position
she's
to
wearing sunglasses.
wear
And they have sort of that like a green glow to the lens, but she looks around and she's like, I don't know. I can't tell. Maybe we'll have to do something. I don't know.
Must be just the mist that was down there?
Maybe.
Fumes?
Or maybe we got to get towards some sort of past world thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Beryl looks up at the sky and she goes, well, storm's still out there. We're going to have to fly low. We might have to risk it one more time, but it looks like you two need a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maud's like, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, nothing like running from giant wheelie scrapers to, get your heart rate up.
And so Beryl starts, she pulls out a map for a second as you guys take to the sky. She's lighting up the flames, and you guys are sailing along, kind of keeping to the outskirts, but you leave that kind of graveyardy, broken down tree area behind. You start sailing over just normal stormwood trees again. There's probably a section where you sail over like a small little pond. You see maybe a large creature swimming through the pond, you know, like a lake beast of some sort.
Fancy.
Then you sail for a little bit more, and Beryl finally comes up and she's like, well, I actually know a place nearby. We could set down, we could get some rest.
Where is it?
It's to the northwest a little bit, a little out of the way, but it's pretty cool. It should be a safe spot. It's behind a waterfall.
Ooh, fancy. Wait, how do we exactly drive an airship behind a waterfall?
Well, that's the thing, is we'll have to leave the airship behind, but we could at least go get some rest.
Yes, that sounds great. And then I like after Beryl goes away, I whisper to Flibbit.
Hey, what's up?
It's like, do you think there's treasure?
At what? Behind the waterfall?
I
There was
mean-
always treasure behind waterfalls. That's what the dwarves used to think, anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Those.
It is kind of cliche.
So I guess I'm interested in going.
Yeah.
Plus, we all need a break.
And behind a waterfall sounds like a really sweet spot to
All
camp.
right.
And so Beryl starts sailing to you guys to the northwest a little bit. Eventually, you start seeing that you're following a river. You're going upriver a little bit, and it seems like it probably feeds out towards the ocean a little. She starts following the river a little bit further, and then eventually you start hearing the loud rumble of a very, very tall waterfall.
Ooh. Just in the middle of the storm woods.
You know, it's maybe 150 feet, but it's pretty tall. And so
That's pretty big.
you get closer and you start seeing some of the cliffs kind of go up, and you can see this waterfall. Water's just pouring out of it. And Beryl she takes a second, she circles a few times, and finally she's able to land the ship down on the low level next to the water. And she's like, help me lash it down.
I quickly hop down and tie like the best knot that Kia knows around a tree.
Yeah?
I don't know what she'd know as a
Well,
rummager. She's
good.
not
Why
like
don't
a
you go ahead
sailor or
and make
anything.
a sleight of hand check, since you've laid claim to the best knot Kia knows.
Sleight of hand. That checks out. An 11.
11. It's a couple overhand knots.
Yeah.
You're feeling pretty good about it, though.
That sounds like
the
me.
best knot Kia knows.
It's not a triple knot, it's quadruple knot.
There you go. As you guys finally get the ship lashed down, Flibbit hops out and he goes, man, this is pleasant. And he looks up at the waterfall.
Yeah, it's really pretty. What time of day is it?
It would be, I want to say,
I feel
probably,
like the weather really depends on like the natural like beauty of a place, because it's either like it
It's
looks
still-
good in sunshine, it looks good in moonlight. Clouds
Well-
are usually just make everything look bland.
unfortunately, it's still very cloudy. You're thinking that it's probably like mid-afternoon, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But it's honestly, the sky is still so light gray and dark. The clouds over the storm woods seem to be a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. And so the waterfall is very pretty, but it's definitely cold here as the water mist starts spraying on you. But Flibbit goes, man, this is great.
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, I'm glad to be away from Vibe Town.
Yeah, it's the flumps there were a little weird.
I mean, yeah, we're all a little weird, but I think I don't know if I could handle being like a savior anymore.
Yeah, I think being official savior probably it sounds hard.
It was a little weird. All right. And Beryl comes up next to you guys and she goes, "All right, gather stuff. We'll head in."
Okay.
You
I
guys,
gather stuff.
you gather up your things, and Maud starts gathering up some stuff, some password gear. You still have the hat. You still have, and now you have the glasses,
Oh yeah.
right?
I quickly put on the glasses.
Mhm.
Does it do anything?
As you're looking toward, make a perception check as you're looking toward the waterfall.
That's surprisingly good, actually. A 24.
A 24, you didn't really notice anything behind the waterfall at first, but when you put the glasses on, you see something kind of like, you see something light brown and white, kind of large in shape behind the waterfall, not moving,
I look over the top of the glasses,
just water.
pull them back up,
Now you see that shape again.
say, Mon,
Yeah?
put these on.
She puts them on real quick and she goes, what's behind the waterfall, Beryl? And Beryl goes, "You'll have to just come see." And she starts leading you guys up a path that goes up through the rocks. The water's
Oh.
coming down, drizzling on the rocks. There's moss growing here, and you're having to sidle sideways a little bit. Beryl, at one point, like, puts up her hand above her head, and she's trying to keep the water out from some of her stuff, but you have to kind of step through a little bit of water. You're getting wet a little bit. And finally, a little hop, skip, and a jump, you make your way behind the waterfall. And Beryl starts helping you guys across, and she goes, "Here, I got you. And there's like a little tunnel, like a half tunnel where one half is waterfall and the other half is
that's
like
cool.
carved out rock, or not carved out, but formed out rock.
Yeah.
And you guys start walking along, and
eroded.
Beryl's like, "Yeah, I found this place years ago. Actually, kind of the reason why I have the airship." And as she says that, and you guys step through the opening, you see this massive cavern behind the waterfall. The waterfall just filling up the space. And here behind the cavern, half fused with the rock through some sort of crazy past world surge magic, is, and I'm going to ask you, are you wearing the glasses right now or not?
She would have taken them off.
Is a totally rotten, still standing somehow, wooden tall ship, like sailing vessel,
Really?
like pirate ship.
Like,
Huge, probably 120 feet, probably 20 or 30 feet wide.
Wow.
2 large masts, but just the time has not been easy on it.
I mean,
Moss growing it, holes, planks missing, all that stuff. But the central part of it is still looking okay. Kind of the parts that are touching the rock. And Beryl's like, "Welcome to my secret. It's where I came up with the idea for the airship." And you can see that it's like fused into the rock in such a way that it's off the ground.
oh.
And there's a little ladder, little metal ladder going up to it.
Oh. Say, did you, Hugh, I have a feeling you put the ladder there.
Yeah, no, I did. I'm kind of glad nobody else has come across this place yet, it seems.
Yeah.
I actually kind of stayed here for a little while.
Oh. And I elbow flip it and say, "Silver was treasure."
He goes, "Yeah, totally. This is really cool."
Yeah.
And Beryl starts leading you guys up the ladder if you'd like.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely go up and place my footing carefully because it looks kind of rotten.
Yeah.
It says, I gave the glasses to Maud.
Okay. Maud, as you start climbing up the ladder, Maud's like, "Hang on, I want to look at something." And she
Wait, what?
steps back and she puts the glasses on again and she goes, "Whoa.
Wait.
You
what?
guys got to see this."
I jump off the ladder and go back down to Maud and say, "What?
So you take the glasses from her, you put them on, and as you put them on, it's like an illusion in front of your eyes. And as you slide them in place, the ship, this past world ship, looks brand new.
Oh.
All the wood is complete. It's shiny and beautiful and light brown, made out of some sort of like oak. The masts are full. The sails are down. You see it rippling in the breeze. And then you lift the glasses again, totally rotten, decomposed ship. And it's like a full replacement image, but you
Oh.
can see where the planks are some of the same. You can see where some of the, there used to be a port there. There used to be a plank, and
I say, Beryl!
yeah, what's up?
I reach up and say, take a look at your secret base.
And she's just as impressed as you guys. And Maud kind of leans into you and she goes, man, so these glasses, they what, show you what past world stuff used to look like?
Maybe that's why they cut through the fog, because
Because that was new.
maybe it wasn't there before?
Man. So she puts the glasses back on and she like reaches forward to touch where there would be a plank through the glasses, but there's nothing there. And she's like, man, okay. I still am trying to figure out what all this means.
Yeah.
They're all connected though.
They're what should we call them?
What?
The glasses.
The glasses? Oh, man. I don't know. And Beryl goes, hell, well, let's get out of the wet first, and then we can talk.
Oh, yeah. That's
And she leads you guys up the ladder, and you get down to a section of the deck where you're kind of underneath overhang.
Oh.
It was clear that there at one point, maybe this was like the captain's quarters.
Oh.
And there's an overhang, and it's actually dry underneath. You see a little bedroll. You see a little old table and chair, and you can tell that Beryl spent some time here once upon a time.
Oh.
And she goes, yeah, and, it should be dry under here. It'd be a good safe spot to take a rest.
All right. This is kind of nice. Despite the fact that where everywhere else in the ship is rotten, this is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's why I ended up staying here for so long.
Yeah.
I designed my first airship model off of this. It kind of gave me the idea.
Your first?
Well, the first one, actually the first 3 didn't go over so well.
Oh?
Yeah, the wreckage is somewhere in the Stormwood.
But
number 4 out there, she's still doing me good. She
nice.
She starts taking off some of her gear. She's a big half orc, and she plops down on the bedroll, and she's gonna start a little cooking fire in a little can.
Oh. In a can? How do you start a fire in a can?
Well, it's enclosed.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. It's
And,
like a fire pit.
yeah.
Metal.
Yeah, and she starts getting that going, using some like past world artifacts to get the fire started.
Just like a little matchbox.
Yeah,
that she has.
matchbox and a little
Magical matchbox.
Yeah, a couple sticks. And Maud sits down, starts doing the same. And Flibbit comes over to you and he's like, wow, this is impressive.
No. I like this place.
I do too.
Pretty cool secret base.
No kidding. Well, I'm tired too. Are we gonna try to take a break, take a rest?
Probably.
All right.
Smart.
And he's gonna go sit down, thinking about Vibe Town.
I was about to say thinking about Flapjack.
Yeah. And Maud comes over and sits next to you, and she goes, well, kid, that was pretty impressive back there. You got good moves.
Thanks. You too.
So what do you think about Scarlet Hill? We're going to get up there, and what are we trying to do? Just save your grandfather?
And everybody else from Map's Edge, and stop Czar, and maybe figure out where he's hiding all his stolen stuff.
What do we even think he's doing?
I mean, he's bad for business.
Well, yeah, obviously he's not great, but I wonder why they're just out there stealing everybody's past world tech and they're compiling it. I don't know what they're doing with it.
I think it has something to do with the increased magic storms.
Oh, and you think these surged artifacts are going to help?
I don't know.
That's what Theodora wanted them for, right?
Oh, yeah, try to see if they can control magic storms.
Yeah.
I mean, last experiment didn't go very well, obviously, but
What was the last experiment?
the last experiment got everybody in Map's Edge teleported away. Although I guess that was Zara's doing. So I guess they never did conduct an experiment with the projector.
Zar might have caused it, but it sounds like it was Theodora's machine?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Well,
Zar forcefully barged through and turned it on, though, from what I heard.
I see. Well, I hope we can figure this all out, kid.
Yeah, I think I unroll my map
Okay.
and I point to the island out there and say, Farflung Tower.
Yeah, I know of it.
That is, I think I've circled. I think I've said this before, but
circled it.
my to the key I've added a pencil circle that says wild magic concentration area, and I circled Scarlet Hill and Farflung Tower.
Yeah.
And so say, I mean, I think that's where, right?
I mean, it makes sense. If he said it was far to the east, that's kind of the only thing that's far to the east that
Yeah.
isn't where we've been, Briarport or something like
Yeah.
that. Oh, man. All I know is I'm tired, and I don't really know what it all means yet. But we have what? How many surged artifacts are there? We have 2?
We currently have in our possession 2, and we've gotten, let's see, there was the projector.
Mm-hmm.
There was the unicorn from
Right. From your mission?
Coaster Chaos.
Yeah.
The lamp from
Retail
Ruins
that I was never able to get. Yeah.
Yeah. We the hat
Which we have.
and the glasses.
Which we have.
So 5.
But then also, didn't you say that
And
you
Zar,
felt it too? Zar had one, right?
yeah, Zar, that controller that he has
Yeah,
that
yeah,
controls the
That was
So
able
that
to
makes-
control the scrapers?
that makes 6.
Oh, man. So we know of 6 of these items, and somehow they're connected with Passworld
Yeah.
and scrapers.
Somehow.
She's just shaking her head. And she's like, all right, well, one step at a time, I guess.
One step at a time.
And she's going to start setting up her bedtime.
Bedtime?
Is there anything else you want to do before bedtime?
No? I guess I'd suggest, do we want to take shifts at all? Make sure the airship isn't...
Yeah, it's probably a good idea, Maud says. Beryl goes, yeah, I got first shift. I got some stuff I got to do on the ship anyway.
Okay.
Get some sleep.
Okay.
I'll let you know if anything happens.
I'll see you when you wake me up.
Yeah, in a couple hours.
And
And we'll say
walks
that
out.
Beryl and Maud will do the first shift, and then you and Flibbit can do the second shift.
Okay.
And so you can officially take your long rest.
Yay! I needed that because I was at 28 hit points out of 52.
You think you have any pleasant dreams?
Kia dreams about sailing on the ocean in a pirate ship,
Nice.
but it's all rotten and has no sails.
Keep having to bail it out with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you get your long rest. Some hours pass, and can you please go ahead and roll for me a perception check as you are sleeping?
As I'm sleeping?
Well, as you're starting to wake a little bit
Oh.
from your sleeping.
16.
16, okay. You hear a weird noise
Yeah.
as you kind of open your eyes a little bit. Flibbit's next to you going,
And it's not him snoring and talking in his sleep.
Well, you don't know. You heard a noise with a 16. It felt kind of like a very, very quiet, like dropping of a sack onto ground. It would make kind of like a soft thud.
Yeah.
You kind of heard like a soft thud.
A soft thud.
Yeah.
I just imagine like a comic, and instead of like, and how they always like outline the sounds.
Oh, yeah.
I just imagine something in very fancy script saying soft thud.
Love it.
I think Kia would grab her fork, knife, and spoon sword,
Okay.
as they are called, from beside her bedroll. And is there a door?
No, it was just an overhang opening. You and Flibbit were under it, getting your rest, and Maud and Beryl were out doing some stuff on the ship's deck.
And so basically Kia is going to grab her weapons
Okay.
and creep out, kind of out from under.
Okay, so you sit
Dang.
up and you look forward, and you're creeping out kind of underneath, and little droplets of water start dropping down on you, getting you just a tiny bit damp again. You see Beryl and Maud sitting up at the bow of the ship, backs away from you, sitting towards you.
Hmm?
Can you please make another perception check for me?
11.
11. Okay, yeah, that's what you see.
All right, so are they facing me?
No, they're facing away from you.
They're facing away from me. Okay. I sneak up behind them.
Okay.
Try to, anyway.
You go forward and you sneak up behind them. As you go to take a step past the mast, feel yourself enter into a soft, sort of gelatinous...
Oh, no. You were totally inspired by your new sticker, weren't you?
Maybe. Feeling as you move into its space, and suddenly you realize this translucent, transparent wall was in front of you, and Kia steps into
Uh-oh.
a gelatinous cube.
No!
Can you please roll initiative? As you step in, you realize that Beryl and Maud are making pained noises and unable to move, and they were engulfed, as were you.
Initiative?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. An 11. Also, that was a lot of dice. Now I'm scared.
Well, it was everybody's.
You were totally inspired by your new sticker, weren't you?
Maybe. I got a gelatinous cube sticker.
Yep. Put it on his laptop, which he constantly uses with our podcast, and I think it was inspired by that, as I am staring at it right now, and its cute smiley face and cursing.
Yep.
The gelatinous cube.
All right, so the way this works is you have been engulfed. When doing so, whenever a cube enters a creature's space, you walk right into it. What? Whoa.
No.
You are counted as surprised by the cube. So, on a failed save, you have entered this space with this creature, right? You didn't see it with your perception check, and
No.
so you are engulfed. On the entrance of this, I rolled very poorly. You take 7 acid damage as you enter into this space, and you start to feel this burn on your skin.
Ow.
And you realize you are stuck, you are snared, and you cannot move as this wobbly, jiggly jello cube engulfs you and your friends. Kind of humorously, though,
Asleep.
Flibbit is asleep, and we'll say right as you entered in, you said, ow, because he actually rolled a nat 20 on his initiative.
Wow.
And so Flibbit's going to wake up, and he's going to go, what's going on? And he's looking forward, and he's going to roll a perception check. And if he sees what's going on...
I mean, technically, I'm mid-step, so
You
I
are
think
mid-step,
it's...
but just in a moment. However, he's a very wise individual, and he's pretty good at his perception, and he rolled very well.
Oh.
And so Flibbit comes out, and he goes, Kia! Oh no! And he is going to, I think... Can you be helped out?
I don't know. Can I make a strength check to
You can on your turn.
unrestrain myself?
Yeah, I think in this moment, he's going to not really know for sure what's going on, and he is going, he knows a little bit what's going on, but he is going to use his spell to cast Bless on you 3.
Oh.
He sees you guys captured in, and so we're going to say, even though you're burning and you're feeling terrible, Flibbit rushes forward, sees the wall of the cube, and he goes, oh no, a gelatinous cube!
But is gelatinous wall?
Well, it's a wall because it's tall,
Oh.
and the cube goes that way.
Ah, I see.
But you, Maud, and Beryl are blessed.
Yay.
And
Wait, what
that's
does that
gonna
do
be his
again?
turn. It gives you an extra 1d4 on attacks and saving throws.
Oh, yay.
And ability checks, too, I think.
Oh, yay. That's really
Let's
helpful,
see.
actually.
Is it everything? Do attack rolls and saving throws.
Woo.
Okay.
I got an 11 on initiative.
On initiative. Okay, cool. You got an 11 on initiative. You actually get to go next.
Really?
Yep, the cube did terribly.
Oh, that's nice.
But it got its first 7 damage on it. It has the potential to do a lot more.
Uh-oh.
At the start of your turn, you're going to take more damage. An engulfed creature can try to escape by taking an action to make a strength check. And on a success, you will enter a space, your choice, within 5 feet of the cube. However...
Check or saving throw?
Or no, it is a check. Well, Flibbit still would have done Bless, so
Okay.
that only helps you for saving throws.
Yeah.
But it is a strength check to get out, but it is your action. But before you do that,
I'm scared.
you take another 8 acid damage.
That's not good.
In the meantime, you feel that Beryl and Maud are also not doing great with the acid damage that they didn't notice.
I have bonus actions.
Yeah.
I think he is going to
you
try
actually
and...
have...
Does Misty Step work when you're restrained?
Yeah. It's just restrained. You're not paralyzed.
Yay!
So
I can use
you
that
took
as
the
a bonus
acid
action
damage,
and
but I don't think there's anything saying you can't just bamf out of it.
Yeah, I think I'd bonus action cast Misty Step.
All right, so
And-
with a swirling, sparkly, purpley astral mist, you disappear from the cube's acidy space, and you can appear within 30 feet wherever you want. You know there's the roof of the place you were on. There was the mast. One of the crow's nests is still there, but not very.
I think I'd go. The front of the ship, though, is kind of where the gelatinous cube is, isn't it?
Yeah, and you don't know how long or big it is necessarily.
Are the masts short enough that I can go and up and into the crow's nest?
Yeah, one of them's all broken down, but we'll say the back one that's maybe 30 feet away. There's a small crow's nest platform. There's not really any railing anymore,
Yeah.
but there's a platform at least.
Well, that's better anyway.
Yeah, so you bamf up there.
And I am going to. Can I have grabbed my bow? I did say grab my weapons, but I also said grab
You
my...
said grab your swords. You could also just misty step to where your bow is instead.
Oh, yeah, which would be inside.
Yeah.
But it's not... There's not a door or anything.
No.
Yeah, I think... and I'd grab my bow.
Okay, so you
and-
misty step to your bow. 30
Yeah.
feet. And, you can climb if you wanted to just climb up there on your movement. Technically,
yeah.
you could do that.
I think I would want to climb up there.
Okay, you use your cat claws out to clamber up the mast and find yourself on the post. Flubbit's down there going, oh, good work here. And it's your turn. You got your bow in hand. And you can start to see the outline now of the cube surrounding your two friends.
Okay, I'm going to... How big is it?
Now that you see it, it is probably... No, it's large. So we'll say it takes up like 10 square feet.
Oh, okay.
So
That's pretty
it's
big.
pretty big, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to attack twice. 'Cause I have 2 attacks per action because I'm fancy. And I will go... First attack. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
For the least possible damage of 6 piercing damage, if it matters.
6 piercing damage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything matters.
Well, unless it has immunity. Then, second attack. Cha! 26 to hit.
That also super hits.
And much better. 12 piercing damage.
12. So 18 piercing damage. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
As 2 arrows sink into the gelatin.
Goo, yeah.
I guess, isn't it like the texture of Jello?
Yeah, basically.
Except
Your arrows go in a few feet and then stop. But weirdly, the thing ripples as the arrows hit as if it's in pain.
Kia's probably like looking around like, okay, I think that did something. Okay. And she can't do anything else on her turn except sit up here.
Okay.
Because I used bonus action and action. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it is the cube's turn.
The cube.
Flibbit goes, hey, good job. And then the cube jiggles a little bit, and a little pseudopod comes out of goo and whips Flibbit from
Oh no!
behind. And it hits, doing
It's not a cube anymore.
8 damage to Flibbit. And Flibbit goes, ow!
Ah, how much
Takes
health does
some acid
Flibbit
damage. Huh?
How much health does Flibbit have? I guess he's level 5.
He's
He
level
probably
5.
has.
He has, it's not a ton. He has 30.
Oh,
He's
I thought he was stronger.
No, he's kind of weak sauce when
He
it comes
has
to that, but he has heals.
20 less health than me.
Yep, but he's got heals powers.
Okay, that's true.
So yeah, that hurt for Flibbit.
Ow.
It is now Maud and Barrel's turn. They are going to attempt to get
and
out.
they have bless.
Well, it's just a check though. Strength check. Beryl with her half-orc body doesn't get out.
Really?
With a nat 1. Maud is able to suddenly squirm her way out, and she flops down onto the bow of the ship. She goes forward, and she's able to clamber out, and she goes down, and she goes, what the heck?
I don't know where this came from, but it's really gooey
And she is going to...
and acidic.
Yeah.
Acidic goo. Is that a thing?
And she's
Acidic
going
goo.
to kind of roll over, and she's actually going to start climbing down the ship
Oh.
because she wants to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Or no, she wouldn't leave Beryl behind. Never mind. She stays there. And she goes, well, I don't got much. And she pulls out a little shredding knife that she was using to cut some food up. And she stands there ready to attack, but she used her action to get out.
Doesn't have any bonus actions that she can do right now.
She's just going to look up towards you, and she's going to be like, there's something inside of it, too. I could see it almost like I don't know.
Oh, does she have the glasses?
Yes, and you notice now that she's looking through the cube, and there seems to be... It gets a little cloudy in the center, almost like an ice cube.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing it now, where there's maybe some sort of internal bits. And there seems to be a little blob that you can't really quite make out. But Beryl goes, there's some sort of box on the inside.
I say, okay. But it's not my turn.
Beryl was not able to get out, and Maud used her turn to get out. So it goes back around to Flibbit. Flibbit goes, you think I should help, or do you think I should damage it? What do you want?
I don't...
Maud probably would be like, I got Beryl.
Oh,
Take this thing down.
I don't know if it has nostrils, but I guess damage it.
All right, here we go. And he is going to do his thing that he do, which is stench burst.
I don't know if can gelatinous cubes smell, or is it like acidic?
They don't have any immunities to or resistances to this sort of thing. So there's not like
the smell is so acidic that you don't even have to smell it.
Right. And so it makes a dexterity saving throw to dodge his thing with a -4.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yep, he rolled a 3, so it actually got a -1 on its dexterity saving throw. So believe it or not, it doesn't move.
Not even a 0 that's like tried to dodge but didn't. It's just
Flibbit
doesn't move.
Yeah, Flibbit does 11 damage to this thing.
Oh, wow.
Nice job, Flibbit.
Strong
Take that.
stench.
And then he is also going to levitate away, risking a pseudopod opportunity attack.
It's no longer a cube anymore.
Unfortunately, it does hit him, and he goes, dang it.
Goo tendrils.
Ooh. Flibbit takes another 10 damage.
Oh, no.
He's like, I'm going to have to deal with that.
I don't have any heals at all.
That's fine. I can do it. I just
Okay.
need to get away. And he's able to levitate up and away from the
okay.
thing. It's your turn.
Yay! Great.
Also,
no.
technically, Bless would add to your attack rolls, so keep that in mind.
Oh, Bless does it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to choose to use it, right?
No, it stays on you. As long... Oh, Flibbit took damage. I should roll a concentration check. He got a nat 20, so never mind.
I can't do Hail of Thorns, can I?
Oh, without risking
Barrel?
No.
That is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just do normal bow attacks then, because that is the only
Okay.
bow. Kia's going to pull out an arrow that she hasn't used yet.
Okay.
The sonic arrow.
Ooh, cool.
Possibly going off the methodology that it's goo. So if enough waves get through it, maybe it'll break up. She's just guessing, but
I like it.
she pulls out her sonic arrow and knocks it. And I actually don't know if it does anything special. It just does it replace my bow's damage?
I have a list of the special things that it does.
Okay.
So you still get to do your normal bow damage and your attack.
21 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And it says 10 piercing damage.
Okay. So it takes 10 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
As you knock it and launch it that direction and it takes that piercing damage, you felt as you launched it, like a sound, like a bubble of sound, like go with it, and it felt like and then as it collides into this gelatinous cube and sinks down a little bit, you see like a bubble of sound wave like distort it, and the whole thing like shakes apart a little bit and kind of jiggles a little bit, and there's kind of a weird creepy noise that gets made at the same time.
Creepy noise?
Yep, and we're going to do a Constitution saving throw. Nope, it fails, as it is deafened.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
Explain creepy
I don't think it
noise.
matters for this creature. Oh, yeah, it's immune to being deafened because it doesn't have that. However, it makes like a weird, like jiggly gelatin noise and a growl kind of at the same time.
Ew.
However, I'm going to say that in this moment with that disturbance happening inside, it does take some thunder damage. Could you please roll 2d8?
Woo-hoo! 4 and 8.
So 12 total?
12 total.
Nice. And I'm going to give Beryl advantage on her next getting out of it.
Oh,
because it shook
jiggled.
her loose and she kind of got pushed to the side a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Okay. It is going to move. It can move 15 feet. It is going to, on its turn, surge towards Maud.
Oh.
That's just what it would do. Maud's the closest. It's not super bright. And she is going to have to make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way.
Surge? How fast is goo?
It can move 15 feet.
Oh, wow.
It's not that slow. Maud, she goes, can't stay here. Sorry, Beryl. And she is going to grab like an old rotten rope off the front of the ship and swing down off the edge of the ship. And we'll say that like the rope breaks, but she's able to cling onto the side of the ship. And she dodges it, but there was no room for her to go except off.
Okay.
And so
At
Maud's
least-
dangling off the ship, 30 feet up from the ground, but she's able to hold on.
At least there's a bottom to the ground, right? It's not like the ocean or anything.
Yeah. And then it just moved, tried to get her that way. It didn't work. It is going to turn to you, send out a pseudopod of gel
Is it?
up to you.
Am I close enough?
I made this one have a very long pseudopod because it's such a big
Ship.
gelatinous cube. So it reaches up towards you, rolls a 24,
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
and you are going to take 9 acid damage as you are whipped with this pseudopod, and it jiggles in anticipation, but it's no longer its turn.
You know
Beryl,
what?
huh?
I am back to the same exact health that I had before my long rest.
Well, you might have to take
28
another one.
out of 52.
Take another one. Oh, Beryl with the nat 20.
Ooh, yeah.
Beryl, this jiggling, the everything, she doesn't just get out from the inside. She actually had like her pistol inside there, and she's able to pull it free, and she just goes kaboof and fires off, and a little explosion of air gap frees her and like blasts opening a side of like the jello, and she's able to step out, and she's like wiping goo off of herself, and she goes, "What in the world is going on?" And we're gonna say that was her turn, and I gave her an action. We're gonna say she did 6 damage to the thing too,
Ooh.
as her way of getting out with that nat 20.
Wow.
She steps out just fully covered in goo, and she goes, "Kia, where's Maud?"
I just like point to the general side of the ship.
Beryl looks over, and Maud looks up, and she's like, "I'm good."
As she's like hanging on for dear
And then
life
it's
on
Maud's
these
turn.
rotten
She's going to
boards.
use her turn to climb back up to the ship, take her little kitchen knife, and attack at this thing.
Just a little kitchen knife.
She hits,
I guess
though.
kitchen knives
Yeah, she hits.
are
She does
basically
6
knives.
damage.
Yeah.
And so it comes back around to Flibbit's turn. And he goes, okay. I gotta get myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And
You're fine. He has much lower health than me.
He does. And he is going to cast a Cure Wounds on himself.
Nice. Because what was he at? Wasn't he at like 12?
He was at 7 left.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Um,
He needs that way more than I do.
So, yeah, he heals up for 7 health.
Nice.
So he's at 14 now.
Oh, yay. Nice.
He is going to fly up next to you, and he goes, "Okay, Kia. Oh, we gotta take this thing down."
Yeah. It's very burny
And gooey.
and gooey.
I don't like gooey things. I'm the only gooey one.
But what about, like, sauce for pancakes?
Is that gooey? Or
I
is
mean,
that...
sometimes. Like, if you think about, like, maple syrup.
I don't know if we should be thinking about maple syrup right now. And he shivers in fear, looking down at the thing. It is your turn.
Maple syrup.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. I yell, does Maud still have her glasses on?
Yeah.
I say, Maud, tell me where that, boxy thingy is.
We'll say, "I'll do you one better." And we'll say she uses her bonus action to toss you the glasses.
Oh, I put them on.
Yeah,
Oh,
she rolled an
cool.
18 plus for her dexterity
Oh,
check.
yeah.
So she threw them perfectly at you,
I-
and you're able to
Whatcha?
catch them and then put them on almost in the same motion.
Kia's just thinking in her head, like, that was so cool.
You put them on, and the cube glows green. You're able to see the shape of this cube, the edges of it. It's much more clear to you now. And in the center, you see like another cube at the center of it. Yeah, it's kind of weird, interesting little thing in the center of it.
A cube within a cube.
A cube within a cube.
Is that like fourth dimension, like black hole stuff?
I don't know.
Or something?
I guess we'll find out.
Because you always see like the drawings of like a cube and then the lines.
You are
the cube.
able to see the cube within a cube, and it is your turn.
Mind blown. Kia is going to.
Beryl and Maud are free
Oh.
from the area. Yeah, I figured you might want that.
Yay, I'm so happy now because I don't have to worry about hitting Beryl. Okay, second level, Hail of Thorns.
Nice.
Because right now I just want to kill this thing. And I am going to, it's on hit. It's on hit, I think. Okay, so first attack. Cha, 16?
Then you gotta bless.
Yeah.
You might want to add bless.
Do I?
Oh, 16, what, you rolled?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To hit.
You're fine.
Okay, yeah. D8, so it's normal attack is, takes 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus.
It's starting to take chunks off. It's starting to look separated. The goo is gooing away.
Goo is going away. Plus 11 piercing damage. As the 5-foot radius, the thorns. It's really cool because it's slow-mo inside the goo.
Saving throw or
Or
something?
I guess it does.
It's got terrible dexterity.
It's got it, doesn't it? It's got.
It got a -2.
Oh yeah, no. It's
So
the
it takes all
DC is
that
a
damage?
13. Yeah, it takes all that damage, and I think because it's goo, it's slow-mo. And
Oh, they like burst.
yeah,
We're
you
gonna
can
say it,
see
like,
the shockwave burst.
quickly, and then it like,
Yeah.
and then slow-mo, the spikes spread, which is really, really cool because you just completed doing 85 damage to it total,
Oh wow.
and its health points is 84.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and finish this thing off.
So, I think you see the arrow, and everybody watches as it sinks into the front center. Well, it's a cube, but it's
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the center of the side that I'm facing.
The spot where it has a little Kia body print that's slowly filling in that you bamfed out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it goes through the hole that where I was, and stops basically with the shaft still in the hole, but
Nice.
with the arrowhead. And as you see this, the it probably waits like half a second, and then you just see a slow-mo thorn shockwave just slowly blowing out, and it's only a 5-foot radius, so it doesn't get through the thing. But
Well, we'll say that it takes off a huge chunk of goo, and goo just splatters everywhere on the ship. And the whole thing shudders, and it goes from this perfect cube shape with pieces missing out of it, and the whole thing shudders, and it just like turns into melted goo. And it just starts sagging, and it just starts dripping off the sides of the ship.
what about the box?
So I was gonna say, so as it goes away, and the acid, there's no acid damage burning you guys as it slurps down onto the waterfall floor edge off of the ship. Beryl and Maud look over. Beryl goes, "Well, I wasn't here last time."
No?
Nope, or at least maybe I got lucky. But wow, that was weird.
It's all gooey.
Yeah, Maud's like, "Yeah, I've heard of those things before, but I've never seen one."
Duh.
Weird creatures, and then. As the last bit of goo like sklorps away, you hear a thud,
Boop.
and you look, and there's a little cube in the center of the deck.
Kia, like slides, kind of like using her claws to slow her descent, slides down the mast and hops off and goes over to Cube, and taking off the glasses. What does it look like?
It just looks like dark gray, like time has not been good to it. Cube with little square segments on it
Oh,
all the way around.
what
It's
does it
just
look
all
like
gray and black. And
with the
mossy.
glasses?
As you put the glasses on, multicolored segments of cube with little cubes attached to this bigger cube.
Oh.
Yes, almost like some might call it a Rubik's Cube.
Oh. I gently, I kind of
you get
look
a little
sideways.
bit of a hum of like a past world feeling from it.
I think his ears perk up.
Yeah, not a
says-
surged item, but just got some magic to it.
Okay, let's hold it to a vote. Should I touch this?
And Flibbit's like, yes, absolutely. Maud and Beryl, they're like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it was causing the cube. I think it must have just been trapped inside.
I touch it.
You touch it. It jiggles slightly. No, and nothing happens.
Oh.
It is a cube of the Rubik's variety. And you pick it up and you start to see actually a lot of that ooze and that color.
Mm-hmm.
It does exist actually underneath a layer of like gross muck.
Oh, ew.
And so the glasses are able to like cut through that, but you are able to like pick it up and your thumb slides across part of it and it like reveals some of that color. So you're able to like clean it up.
Yeah, I definitely clean it and then hold it up, and now everybody can see the colors, and so I take the glasses off.
Yeah.
Say, are all of the sides matched up, or is it?
One side is not solved, but the rest of it is.
Say, I think Kia fiddles with it
Yeah.
a second, and when it rotates, if it does.
Yeah, go ahead and
I
make an
think-
intelligence check for me.
An
Technically, you're
intelligence.
blessed.
Oh yeah, intelligence check.
Yeah.
Well, I can't add it to that then.
Or I guess it'd be investigation.
Still can't add it to that. But
Why?
yeah, because it's bless is just attacks and saving throws.
Oh, right.
Investigation.
But then you can add Flibbit. Flibbit's going to touch you on the head, and he's going to go, all right, I'm going to give you guidance on this one. I want you to figure it out. And that'll give you your D4 to add to it.
I got a 17 plus 4, which is a 21.
4, which is a 21. Okay. You go ahead and you get an idea of what's going on with this cube, and you're finally able to switch that last spot over and solve
The puzzle?
all these puzzles, right? As you do that and you solve it, you actually notice that the cube, from all the little crevices that the cube is, fog and mist start coming out. And it takes a second, and you can kind of put your hand in it. It just feels like mist and fog. And it starts filling up the space, and about a 30-foot fog cloud spell is cast.
Oh!
And it kind of obscures this area, and you're able to move through it. And then you notice that if you twist the thing, it sucks all that fog back in.
Oh!
And this is
okay.
the Rubik's Cube of Mist and Fog.
Wow.
It's just a magical item.
The Rubik's Cube Mist and Fog. That's actually pretty catchy.
Hey, there you go. And
I say,
Beryl goes, well, I guess we all still need a rest. And she's burned with acid and everything too.
yeah.
She's like, do you guys want to do that here, or should we get back to the airship?
Maybe we should grab our stuff and get back to the airship.
All right. And she's going to lead you guys down, and you guys are going to go back over to the airship. We'll say that for the sake of this was just an encounter for you to deal with.
Oh.
You're able to take another long rest as you take back to the skies and continue heading towards Scarlet Hill, staying low in the clouds for now. And we'll say partway along there too, Beryl comes over to you and she goes, "Hey, do me a favor and activate that cube."
Sure. I twist. I only twisted one side way, so I didn't have to solve it again and twist it back.
You twist it back, and it starts to fill up with fog around you guys, and it stays centered on the cube
Yeah.
and obscures the airship.
Oh, is the airship short?
It's short enough. 30 feet cube is a pretty big space.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say with a little bit of maybe putting it up in the balloon a little bit, it would obscure everything.
Oh, yeah.
And Beryl goes, "Oh, that could become very, very useful."
I mean, basically, you just look like a cloud, moving cloud, but a
I
cloud.
wonder, we're going to have to test that when we get back to clear skies.
True.
And you guys start sailing back through
As I can't see
the storm
anything.
woods, through the clouds, as you are kind of finally cresting a hill. And we'll say the morning is coming up. You guys got your second long rest. you are able to see a large city in the distance. As
Very
you
large?
are approaching closer to Scarlet Hill.
How large? Like, in comparison to Athon?
Bigger than Athon.
So pretty big.
Yep. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end this session.
Dun, dun, dun!
You fighting a cube, sailing off towards the sunrise with Scarlet Hill in the distance. Destiny on the horizon.
I feel like that's a quote, but I don't know from what.
From your dad's weird brain. All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Give us a review. Give us a like. Give us a question.
A comment.
Yeah.
A
high five if we find you on the street and you recognize us, even though no one knows what we look like.
If you recognize our voices coming from some random person.
Give us a high five. We'll appreciate it. In fact, just give random people a high five today, everybody. That's my goal. You know, everybody deserves a high five.
Yeah, but random people?
Yeah, sure. Pay it forward with high fives. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time on
Adventurous.